Well, hello everyone. Once again, we're doing the best we can to bring you to different places around the church. And this may be a place that few, if any, have ever been, and that is we're on the backside of the sanctuary, on the roof of the facility. And this is the only remaining portion of the building that's still brick. Some of you who know the history of the building know that the church was originally a brick building. In fact, it wasn't just a brick building, it was two layers of brick. The fathers who put this building together put a layer of brick and then an airspace and another layer of brick, and that was to keep it cool in the summer and warm in the winter. So people were thinking ahead, and of course it has a very solid rock foundation. So I didn't want to talk about so much architecture and building construction as I did want to talk about a foundation. We have some very, very important foundations in the covenants that God has made, both godly covenants and covenants with His people. And, covenant is a very interesting word, especially in the New Testament. Diatheke is the Greek word, and it means, I wrote it down here. It means through an arrangement. Now, it can mean lots of different things because dia is a preposition at the beginning and it has 20 different meanings. And diki is a word that can mean several things too. But through an arrangement, basically, is what a covenant is. It's something that's happened through an arrangement. And actually, our Bibles say New Testament. It could also say New Covenant. And of course, Old Testament, Old Covenant, but it should actually be plural. There should be a listing of the Old Covenants that are in the Old Testament and the New Covenants in the New Testament. Now, the Old Covenant, of course, was between God and Adam and Eve. And that covenant was, you can have anything you want in the garden, don't touch the fruit of that tree, especially don't eat it. And of course, that was broken. That was called the covenant of works. God had a covenant with Adam and Eve that certain things they should not do, and obviously they broke that covenant. So then there was a cry for a redemption. Somebody had to be redeemed from that curse. So there had to be a new covenant. But you can see why when you look at what happened with Cain and Abel. Those were the two first children of Adam and Eve. The breaking of that law brought sin into the heart of Cain, and he killed his brother. We don't hear of any Abelites in the Bible. We hear of the Tribulites, the termites, all the other ites that are in the Bible, but you never hear of an Abelite because he never had any children. He was killed before he could have children. But you hear a lot about Canaanites. Always a problem, so that sin that was in the heart of Cain continues to be a problem for us today. So this new covenant of redemption had to be made. That's the New Testament, New Covenant. And that testament could not be made with humans because it was a testament that only God could make. So God made this covenant with Himself, a covenant of redemption. There's one coming, He said in Genesis 3. And He sends Jesus, and that, of course, helps launch us into the covenant of redemption with Jesus on the cross and His dying. And then we have the covenant of grace, and that's where we become involved. That covenant is with the descendants of Adam and Eve. And we are covered by the grace of God through the work that Christ completed on the cross. So He finished the work of the first covenant, the covenant of works. He finished that with His work on the cross, and now there's no more works. Now it is grace. So by grace we have been saved through faith, and that is good news. That's the good news that we need to carry to people today, that we are covered by God's grace through a covenant, through an arrangement that was made by God with His people. So rest in that today. Rest in the fact that we have been redeemed through Christ's work, and now receive His grace, I pray. Amen to you all. And say goodbye to this brick wall Oh, by the way, I didn't mention the rest of the church was covered over with stucco. And isn't that interesting, the way God covers over our sin? So remember that next time you think and see a brick building, that our church has been covered over by God's new covenant. God bless.